Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to Helping Humanity Evolve, y'all. How's everybody doing this afternoon, man? I hope everybody's happy and healthy. Hope you guys meditating and connected to source, bro. You know, we love you. We miss you. We want you to come home. You know what I'm saying? Quick shout out, man. Shout out to my subscribers. I love y'all, man. Shout out to source. I love you, God. You hear me? Shout out to my ancestors. Shout out to my archangels, my angel guys, my demon guys, and my spirit guys. I love y'all, bro. Shout out to the universe. Shout out to the Galactic Federation. Shout out to Trippy, everything. I fucking love y'all, bro. So listen, y'all. It's Tuesday, April 8th. Uh, it's 12:15 p.m. 2025. Right. Today's message is brought to you by GFL, bro. Right. This channel by David Kira. Right, and it's let me see, narrated by Sonny. So shout out to Sonny. Shout out to David Kira, man. Thank you for this message, bro. This is gonna come from the Ashtar Command, bro. So the question was, would there be an escalation of Earth drama? And the title is the final collective purge the final collective purge has started. Right, so that's going to be today's message, y'all. Right, so let's continue off of what we was talking about yesterday on the journey of self-discovery. So just a quick refresher, a quick recap. Right, I was trying to explain to you guys that you're looking for outside saviors. Everybody's looking for outside saviors. Everybody's looking for God to open up the sky or Jesus to come out and save everyone. And that's not the way this game's played, bro. You gotta save yourself, bro. Everybody has to be their own savior. You have to be under the authority of your own soul, bro. So, right now we're under the authority of the United States government. We're not supposed to be. We're supposed to be under the authority of our own soul, bro. We're connected, bro. We're connected to something way bigger than us, bro. And they got us if we allow them to. You know what I'm saying? It's a team effort. You gotta believe that they're there. You gotta believe that they're helping you. You have to believe this stuff, bro. Because they are, right? But at the end of the day, your belief is what makes it real. Your belief makes it real, bro. So, that's what they was trying to explain to us yesterday as far as how this world is and how they manipulated everything in order to control our minds, in order to control our beliefs, right? So we grow up believing things that aren't true, right? And then we grow up being groomed a certain way so that we think low of ourselves. And this is what they did to us. They did it to all of us, bro. Right? But the good thing about it is that we could break that cycle. The good thing about it is that once we wake up to ourselves, they can't stop us. You understand? Like that's the whole shit, bro. Light always wins the war, bro. You understand me? So with that said, they only last, whatever, right? They only last grips, right? They doing their best to throw a wrench in the plan. They doing their best to, stop the rise of Christ, but they can't. They can't, bro. I'm just the first of many, right? I'm just the first of many, bro. Remember, Christ. Even though I'm Jesus, excuse me, Christ is not just one person, bro. Christ is a consciousness, bro. It's a consciousness, bro. So understand that. Once people realize that and they connect to it, it's over. It's over, bro. It's over, bro. Love is gonna win, bro. You don't understand Fear is not gonna have no hold here no more, bro. You understand me? We live in truth, bro. We live in truth. We don't wear masks. We're not fake. Ain't nothing fake about us, bro. I was explaining that to Jordan yesterday, right? I was telling her how everybody from my side, I'm from New York. I'm from the Bronx, bro. But I got a lot of haters over there. You know what I'm saying? People that was in my circle, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I was explaining to her how, everyone turned against me because I could see the truth. I could see the truth, and people don't like that. People don't like that you can see right through them, bro. So what they do, they get rid of you, right? They do all these spells, they do all these witchcraft, and next thing you know, I'm moving to Colorado, bro. I'm not in New York no more, bro. Right? I'm just going with the flow, but I know what's going on, right? People couldn't stand to be around me because I could see their souls. I could see the truth, and I could tell them to their face, "You're full of shit." You know what I'm saying? And people hated that about me, bro. Right? And then, once they realized that I'm the real deal, they got rid of me, bro. They don't support me at all. Fuck y'all niggas, bro. But I was explaining this to her yesterday. Like, you know, a lot of people can't stand me because I can see the truth. They can't lie to me, bro. Nobody can lie to me, bro. And she knows that, bro. You understand? I proved it to her already. So with that said, I proved it to a lot of people already. But that's what it's like being awakened. That's what it's like being a child of God, bro. When you around a bunch of people that's being fake and you the only one that's real, nigga, everybody look at you like something wrong with you when there's nothing wrong with you, is everything is wrong with them. They want to wake up and put on that mask every day. They want to wake up and be fake every day. They don't know how to be genuine. They don't know how to be themselves. You know what I'm saying? So the journey itself, you're waking up to who you are, what you are, and it requires alone time. It requires being alone, bro. You have to be alone, bro. You have to, sit down, meditate, ask the right questions, bro. Say it with feeling, bro. You know what I'm saying? And wait for the answers, bro. You gotta really, really want it. Everybody wants to know how to do it. You gotta really want it, bro. You can't just sit there and say, hey, give me this, hey, give me that. Please help me with this, please help me with that. But you're not even asking with your heart. You're just asking to ask, bro. And God knows when you're putting your heart into something, bro. You understand? So when he's looking at you like you talking, but I don't hear no words coming out, bro, because you're not using your emotions. You're not using your feelings, bro. And that's how this, that's how this shit works. When people learn how to use their feelings with their words, when they're talking to God, bro, so many people gonna be awakened. It's gonna be insane, bro. Right? It's gonna be fucking insane, bro. Right now, there's a lot of fakes. There's a lot of fakes, bro, because everybody all of a sudden is spiritual. Everybody all of a sudden is all about God and Jesus Christ. All these fake ass rappers, all these niggas is putting out all these songs about Jesus, all these songs about God all of a sudden, bro. Where is this coming from, bro? Why didn't you do this 20 years ago? Why didn't you do this 20 years ago, bro? Why are you doing it now? You trying to cleanse your soul now, bro? You better try harder, bro. You better try a lot harder than that, bro, because that fake shit ain't gonna fly, bro. Listen to me, that fake shit ain't gonna fly, bro. You understand? You live in an illusion, my man. You live in a fucking illusion, bro. You better wake the fuck up, bro. You sitting there mocking God, making fun of God. Y'all niggas think this shit is funny, bro, and it's not, bro. You understand? Sit there and keep playing with God, bro. Keep playing with Jesus. Keep playing with my name, bro. Keep playing with my father's name, bro. Yo, what's up, my fellow alien brother? Mr. Shadow, what's up, bro? How you doing, bro? How you doing, man? You good? So with that said, all these niggas think this shit is funny. All these niggas think that they can sit there and make all these songs. Like, if I don't see what's going on, bro. Like, like y'all niggas is very, very disrespectful, bro. You're very disrespectful, bro. Just know that I know. Just know that he knows, right? Just know that, bro. You understand? Because y'all sitting there playing with fire, bro. Y'all playing with fire, bro. Like, that's a fair warning to everybody in the game. That's a fair warning to everybody in the game, bro. Don't say I didn't fucking tell you, bro. So, with that, man, ask the right questions. Wait for the answers, bro. If you choose to, utilize psychedelics to help you, use it moderately, bro. You can't do them every day. You can't do mushrooms every day. You can't do LSD every day. It's not like marijuana, bro. It's not like alcohol. It's nothing like that where you can do it every day and get drunk, or you can do it every day and get high. Mushrooms, your tolerance level goes up really, really fast, bro. So once you do, like, let's just say you do 3.5 grams, nigga. If you want to take a trip tomorrow, you gotta do 7. You understand? And it's not gonna be the same, I promise you, because you use a lot of energy when you go on a journey, bro. You gotta build your energy back up. You understand? Trust me, I know, because I did mushrooms back to back, bro. And one experience overrode the other one. You understand? When I went the second time, it's like I wasted my mushrooms, bro. Because I didn't get no visuals, I didn't get nothing. I was just sitting there mad, like, damn, bro, this shit's not working. And it's disappointing. You know what I'm saying? So why bother, bro? Why bother trying to go so hard? You need to just go once a week, and not even that. You can go once every 2 weeks, if you're scared of the journey, right? But those of you who ain't scared of it and you want to go hard, you got to go once a week. That's as hard as you can go. You can't go no harder than that, bro. You got to do too many mushrooms to do that shit, bro. So, do it responsibly, bro. Take the good with the bad. The journey's a roller coaster, bro. You understand me? The journey's not all fun and games. The journey's not all dancing and performing. You understand? I sit down with myself. I sit down in silence, bro. I go outside. I sit in the sun. I ground. I talk to my father, bro. I do all this shit throughout the journey, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just sitting there dancing in front of my TV the whole time, even though I'm in the same room. I'm listening to the sounds. But I'm just sitting here on the couch. You know what I'm saying? I got the window open. I'm in here just chilling, vibing, bro. And when I feel like it, I get up and I dance. Right? And when I don't feel like it, I sit down and I start talking to the universe, or I start talking to God, or whatever. Right? I go into meditation. So you're gonna go. You're gonna get waves. These just come in waves. Right? You're gonna get ups. You're gonna get really good waves. You're gonna get really really bad waves. Right? And you gotta ride them out. You gotta ride them out no matter what the wave is, bro. Like, if it's a good wave, ride that shit, have fun with it. If it's a bad wave, bro, transmute it into a good wave, right? It might not be fun, but transmute it. You could transmute it, bro. Transmute that shit. You don't want to feel that way. You don't want to have those emotions and feelings right now. They're making you cry. They're making you mad. So you need to transmute that bitch into something better. So, focus on that. Work on that, right? That's practicing something, bro. So, you know, that's what I do, right? When I start to get mad, I might walk around in circles, right, really fast, or swing my fists in the air, I'm mad, right, and just perform. I dance it off, bro. I dance off the anger, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if I feel sad, I sit down and cry, bro. I'll sit here and cry as long as I need to. Until I feel like I ain't gotta cry no more. And then I wipe my tears, nigga, and I try to ride a different wave, right? Let's bring up the mood, bro. So once you understand, the process of the journey and how you're gonna get all these, emotions, this roller coaster ride you're about to go on of an emotional journey. You gotta learn how to ride them. Some people get a bad part of the journey, and they focus on that and they say, "Oh, I hate mushrooms." It was no fun. And, I had this really bad experience, but then you're not thinking about the good experiences. You just overriding the good experiences with the bad. You focus on the bad. As long as you focus on the bad, you're gonna experience the bad. That's how it works. So you gotta get rid of that shit. You gotta get rid of it and focus on the good so that you can have the good. Right? Do the work. It's the best thing you can do, bro. So I just dropped yeah, I think last night I dropped the Akon Freedom video I did, right? I dropped a full version on the gram. I dropped the full version on the gram and Facebook, and then I dropped the clip on YouTube and TikTok. Right, so go check that out. That shit came out dope, right? If y'all mad, whoever's mad, this is not for the people that love me, bro. This is for the people that hate me, bro. If y'all mad that my videos is dope and my lyrics is getting better, you might as well unsubscribe, right? Unsubscribe, stop watching me, bro, and just go about your life, bro. Because I'm not stopping, bro. I'm writing every day, bro. I'm getting beats now. Like, I'm doing so much shit, bro. I'm about to make my first official album, bro. Like, seriously, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's about to be on. We doing nothing but progressing over here, bro. You understand me? So I dropped another video this morning, right? Called Dancing Queen, the Dancing Queen, right? I am the Dancing Queen. Right? I dropped that this morning. I dropped the clip of that, right? And I did that one a couple of weeks ago, right? I got a lot of material. I got a lot of content. My writing's getting better. My flows are getting better. Everything's just progressing, bro. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed, bro. I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I was given this talent, right? I didn't know I had it. I didn't know I had it, bro. So, what are you doing today, bro? Well, Mr. Shadow, I was working. I was working last night, bro. So I was fucking. I got home this morning, bro. I got home at like 5:30. No, I got home at 6:30, bro. About 6:30. I got home this morning, bro. I went to sleep. And I woke up at like 10:30, bro. I've been up, bro. But I'm about to go back to sleep, right? I'm about to go. That's why I'm doing my live. I'm about to go back to sleep because I gotta go to work tonight, bro. So, I'm busy. I'm busy, bro. My sleep patterns are crazy. I only sleep a couple of hours here and there, bro. I sleep 4 hours here, 3 hours there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Finally, bro. It took them long, bro. But yeah, bro. I need money so I can focus on my dreams. Right? I can't really do shit without no money, bro. You know, everything requires money, bro. Even if I want to work with people, I gotta pay for their time, bro. Nothing's free. People don't do things for free, bro. You understand? So, with that said, in order to get myself going, I have to invest in myself, bro. Which that's what I've been doing, right? I'm just gonna invest in a different way now, right? Because it's gonna help me create. It's gonna help me create professional production. I'm not professional production, right, on my songs, bro. Which is what I want, bro. I want somebody to sit there and help me out with composing the song and all that, right? So, yeah, of course, bro. That's all I do. That's all I know, bro. That's all I know, bro. I don't know nothing else, bro. I wouldn't go to work doing nothing else, bro. You understand me? I'm a carpenter, bro. I'm a carpenter, bro. That's never gonna change, bro. I'm a beast with tools, bro. So, I'm back on my bullshit, right? I'm trying to get. I don't work full time, bro. I work part time. I'm trying to get full time, right? This city's crazy. This city's different, right? This city's very different. So, whatever. I'm going through a process, but I can make a little bit of money in the meantime. So that's what I'm doing, bro. Well, Mr. Shadow, that's where I'm going, bro. Like that's the direction I'm heading in, bro. But in order for me to progress in the music game, I need money, bro. I need to invest money, bro. You don't just know how to make a song. Like, there's levels and steps to everything, bro. So, I'm learning. Like I said, I'm learning about these industry shits. I'm learning about how they operate. What's the numbers looking like, right? So that I can see what it's gonna take for me to make an album, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pursuing that, Mr. Shadow. I'm currently pursuing that. As you can see, I don't know if you saw my videos, bro. My writing's getting better. My videos are looking a little better, right? I'm doing this alone, bro. You gotta remember that, bro. Jordan don't really know what she's doing. She's just doing her best to hold the phone for me, right? And I'm doing my best to make a dope video. She's doing her best to help me. God bless her for that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But this is just me. This is all me, bro. Once I get a professional in here who can go, yo, bro, we should make the song like this. You should change this. You should fix that. Get some professional input, bro. I could build a dope ass song because I got the talent, bro. I can write. I can write all day, bro. You understand? So with that said, I really want to make an EP. I want to make a little 5 song EP, right? Just to get going. See, get 5 songs, 6 songs produced and written and full songs, bro. And shop it around. I'm gonna shop it around, bro. Like what? I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna shop it around, right? I gotta sell myself, right? Like, I got this. I could do this. I could do this. I could do this. I could do whatever, bro. Just guide me, bro. Is it? It is nice weather today. Yeah, it's beautiful outside, bro. I was outside. I was outside for like an hour, bro. I was outside rolling up, smoking. I was right. I was making that dancing queen video. I was putting it together. So what I noticed when I post sometimes on Instagram, you know how I put my galactic fan and I put my trippy everything logo and all that shit in my videos. So they've been taken out. Like if I press next and I post a video, they'll take out like my Galactic Fed logo and my Trippy logo for no reason, bro. Like so it'll post without the logos. So I have to delete the video and go add the logos again and then save it to make sure that they're gonna post, bro. So why is this happening, bro? Like why is this happening? Like, this never happened before, bro. This is manipulation. I woke up just now. I was about to go to sleep, bro. I'm tired, bro. I laid down and I slept for a little while, but I woke up. I was like, yo, I'm up. So I'm about to get into the message, y'all. Yo, shout out to everybody who fuck with me, bro. Shout out to people who like what I'm doing. You know, if you're new, bro, press the like button for me, please, bro. Dear beloved brothers and sisters of Earth, I come forward as Ashtar, commander of the galactic life forces, embracing you in our united love. It is truly going to get more chaotic in your world. A crescendo of cosmic energies and world events is building all around you. You have already seen turbulence in daily life growing, and yet I tell you, this is only the beginning of an even greater acceleration of change as old structures of society crumble and long hidden truths rise to the surface. It may seem as if everything familiar is coming undone at once. Do not fall into fear at this, for the chaos is not here to punish you, it is here to awaken you and cleanse what no longer serves in the face of intensifying challenges and swirling uncertainty. Your greatest task is to align unwaveringly with the divine presence within you. That spark of source in your heart, when the external world feels like a storm, center yourself when the world feels like a storm, center yourself in the deep calm of your soul by inviting the light of the Creator into each situation. You become the eye of that storm, a beacon of peace amidst the confusion. Every moment offers you the sacred choice. You can contract in fear or you can expand in love in the way forward. And always is to choose love. One powerful way to do this is by asking the right questions that reconnect you to your divine core. These simple, heartfelt questions act as guiding stars to keep you oriented towards your highest path. Even when the night around you grows darkest, whenever you feel tested or troubled, pause and ask yourself empowering questions to align with the divine. For example, how can I love this person, place, or thing more in the midst of any conflict or frustration? Sincerely wonder, what do I need to do to bring God's love into the situation? And when confusion or negativity arises, ask, how can I see through the illusion in this scenario? Remember, the illusion is the false appearance of separation and fear that a situation may present. By seeking to see through it, you invite a higher truth to emerge, the truth of unity and love, underlying all circumstances. These simple questions may seem humble, but they hold tremendous power to transform your state of being. By posing such questions with an open heart, you immediately break the hold of ego, reactions, and invite your higher wisdom to lead each question. Shifts your focus from judgment and reactivity to connection and compassion. In that shift, you alter the very energy you bring into the moment. You begin to rise above the dense vibration of the problem and align with the higher solution. In truth, timelines are fluid, mere vibrational pathways that your soul navigates by choosing a higher thought rooted in love. You step onto a higher timeline, one where the outcomes resonate with grace instead of struggle. Instead of remaining stuck in the trajectory of third density conflict, you elevate yourself into the unity field of the fifth dimensional consciousness. What felt like a dead end can transform into an open horizon of healing and growth, simply because you choose to infuse the situation with love and clarity rather than fear. Beloved ones, this is precisely why you, the starseeds, light bearers, and awakening souls are here on the planet at this time. It is your sacred mission to anchor love and unity consciousness wherever you go, and to help others remember their origin in the divine source. As you hold the light of remembrance, you ignite it in these around you, awakening hearts that have long been asleep. The great transition to the new earth is quickening now. The ascension of humanity into a higher octave of existence is not a distant dream. It is underway, gaining momentum each day. Powerful waves of high frequency energy are radiating across your world, pouring in from the great central sun and the heart of the galaxy. Each energetic wave carries new codes of light, activating dormant strands of your crystalline DNA and expanding human consciousness. You may sense these waves as surges of emotion, sudden revelations, or intense purification experiences. They are preparing you for an even larger catalyst on the horizon. In divine timing, there will come a solar event of magnificent scale, a burst of sacred light from your own sun that will bathe the earth in transformational radiance. This cosmic moment, long foretold, will act as a catalyst to propel the collective awakening forward. When this solar flash occurs, it will elevate the frequency of the planet in an instant, offering every soul a profound choice to embrace the new vibrations. Thus, the mission for all lightworkers now is to be ready and stand as steady beacons of love and calm through these energetic surges, so that when the crescendo arrives, you can assist others through the shift with grace. Even as the old world churns in chaos, Begin now to live as if you are already in the reality of New Earth. Envision, claim your role in this emerging world of light each day. Take a moment to imagine the highest version of yourself actively contributing a harmonious new society. See yourself fulfilling the very purpose that calls to your soul, whether it is healing others, teaching truth, creating inspired art or technology, nurturing communities, or simply radiating peace in your daily interactions. By consistently visualizing and aligning with this role, you begin to vibrationally inhabit the new earth timeline. Right now, alongside visualization, establish a daily practice of devotion and communion with Prime Creator. This can be prayer, meditation, sacred movement, or quiet time in nature. Whatever helps you feel the presence of the divine, treat this practice as an essential nourishment for your soul. When you devote time each day to align with source energy, you strengthen your inner guidance and fill your cup with spiritual energy. This will sustain you through any turmoil and keep you centered in truth. Remember, the galactic human operates from the divine center in all actions. This means letting your heart and higher self guide every decision, every word, every step you take as you practice living from that sacred center within you. Become a walking embodiment of divine light. You bring a higher consciousness into every situation, no matter how mundane or chaotic it may seem. In this way, you do not just wait for the new earth to arise, you actively usher it in through your own daily devotion, vision, and aligned actions. As you cultivate this new way of being, you are stepping into what we call the galactic human. A galactic human is a soul-infused human awakened to its cosmic heritage and operating in unity with the higher self in the old paradigm. The third density human mind saw itself as small, separate, and solely physical. The third density mindset was conditioned by fear, scarcity, and the need to compete or control. It identified only with the temporary body and the ego's desires, often feeling isolated and alone in the universe. In contrast, the emerging galactic human recognizes that they are so much more than a physical body or an ego personality. You know that you are an eternal being of light, experiencing a human journey. You carry the awareness that you are part of a vast galactic family and connected to all life everywhere. This expanded awareness changes everything about how you live. Instead of reacting with fear or judgment as the old 3D mind would, the galactic aligned consciousness responds with love, curiosity, and compassion. Instead of feeling victimized by life, you understand that you are a co-creator of your reality, able to shift circumstances by shifting your vibration and perspective. The galactic human trusts in the guidance and intuition as much as logic, for it knows the soul and heart can carry profound wisdom. While the third density mind was often trapped in linear thinking and doubt, the galactic human embraces a multidimensional perspective, perceiving the signs, synchronicities, and energy beneath appearances. You become a bridge between Earth and the stars, walking in human society, but with an awareness rooted in divinity and oneness of all of this consciousness of new Earth, and it is blossoming within you. Now, as the light of earth increases, it can seem paradoxical that fear, division, and judgment are also reaching a fever pitch. Many of you have observed how these dense energies are flaring up all around. Fear-based narratives dominate your media and conversations, fueling anxiety about the future and distrust among people. Long-standing divisions between groups, whether based on politics, religions, race, or other identities, have become sharply pronounced as if humanity is being pulled apart into polarities. You may see communities, nations, even families split by hostility or misunderstanding, judgment, and blame run rampant in this atmosphere. Individuals are quick to condemn others for their beliefs or mistakes, projecting inner frustrations outward. Realize this is the application of negativity. It is a direct result of the intensifying light. The higher frequencies flooding the planet are flushing old densities to the surface to be seen and healed. It is much like sediment rising from the bottom of a pond when stirred. Everything that was hidden in the depths is now visible in the water. Thus, fears that were once subtle are now blatant. Divisions that were once in the shadows are now out in the open. Even within your own mind, you might notice old patterns or worry, anger, or prejudice emerging that you thought you had overcome. Do not despair at the surfacing shadows. They are not here to drag you backward, but to offer you a chance to address and release them once and for all. Each time you confront fear with courage, each time you choose understanding over judgment, you are breaking the illusions. Hold the chaos of these amplifying illusions is actually a sign that profound healing and integration are underway on the collective level. On the world stage, chaotic events seem to cascade one another, and divisive narratives are being broadcast loudly into the collective mind. Nearly every day, there is a new drama designed to capture your attention and incite an emotional response, be it an international conflict, a political scandal, or a social uproar. These events are often framed in us as an us versus them mentality, one country against another, one race or religion against another, one ideology battling its opposing ideology. ideology. This dualistic programming has been embedded in human society for eons and is being deliberately amplified now as a means of distraction. The remaining forces of the old paradigm know that a united and awakened humanity cannot be easily controlled, so they pour energy into keeping people divided. They fan the flames of every possible conflict to prevent souls from finding common ground. If you are constantly angry at a perceived enemy or fearful of a looming threat, you are less likely to focus on your own awakening, on the awakening of your own consciousness. You can see this tactic at work and how polarizing everything has become. Even those with good intentions find themselves split into camps, arguing and fighting rather than collaborating. Recognize that these division dramas, as real as they may feel, are largely manufactured distractions pulling at your lower emotions. They draw attention away from the greater truth of oneness and the urgent need for collective healing. The more you are drawn into hate, blame, or endless debate, the less energy you have to devote to love, creation, and ascension. Seeing through this manipulation is part of your mastery. Now, it allows you to step back from the fray and reclaim your energy for the work of light, to navigate these times with grace and unshakable connection to Source. Make your heart center your constant anchor. Begin each day by grounding yourself in prayer or meditation to align with the divine love and light. This simple practice fortifies your spirit so that when storms arise, you remain calm and centered. Practice discernment with the information you consume. Not every news report or opinion carries truth as much as of it is meant to provoke fear. Pause and listen to your inner knowing before accepting anything is true. Your heart's wisdom will quietly guide you to what is real and aligned with love. When challenges or conflicts appear, respond mindfully rather than reacting impulsively. Take a deep breath and recenter. Re-enter into your soul before you speak or act. In that pause, pause. You reclaim your power from the chaos and can choose a higher response. Likewise, choose compassion over judgment at every turn. Remember, each person you encounter is a soul experiencing these intense energies, too often struggling in ways not visible on the surface. Your patience and kindness in the moments of tension can diffuse hostility and foster understanding. Where there was division, also remember, you are not alone in this journey. Connect with your soul family and fellow light bearers for mutual support. Even a brief, heartfelt exchange can uplift your spirit and remind you of the bigger picture, and call upon your spiritual support team, be it angel guides, ascended masters, or us of the Galactic Federation, for guidance and protection. We in the higher realms are always here, honoring your free will and ready to assist when asked. By applying these practices, you will remain as a calm eye of the storm. You will navigate difficulties with a grace born of knowing that you are held by the divine. In this way, you become a guiding light for others, still caught in the turbulence amid all this upheaval. Remember, the chaos is a great revealer and precursor to transformation. The very turbulence you see around you is shaking loose long buried truths and hidden shadows, bringing everything to the surface to be acknowledged. Corrupt system, deceitful agendas, and structural injustices that could hide in times of complacency are now exposed in the bright light of awareness. What was lurking in the darkness is being forced into view. This revelation is necessary, part of the cleansing, just as a storm can clean the air and wildfire can trigger the seeds of new growth. The chaos in your world is clearing the way for profound renewal. It may be frightening or disorienting to witness, but the breakdown of the familiar institutions and norms. But take heart in knowing that nothing true and good is actually being destroyed. Only that which was built on illusion, greed, or oppression is crumbling, and this makes room for new structure based on truth, fairness, and unity to arise. It is much like the chrysalis stage of a butterfly. From the outside, it looks like destruction of the old form, but in reality, an extraordinary metamorphosis is underway. The old world is dissolving so that a more enlightened world can be born. Hold this understanding in your heart when events around you seem chaotic or senseless. Know that there is a higher purpose and plan unfolding, orchestrated by the divine. Often it is darkest just before the dawn, and indeed a radiant dawn is approaching for Earth. By viewing chaos through the lens of higher awareness, you transform fear into faith and turbulence into an opportunity to deepen your trust in the grand evolution taking place. In these pivotal moments, you are called to fully embody your divine self. It is time to stop hiding your light or playing small out of fear or doubt. The time has come to step into the truth of who you really are, a luminous soul, expressing itself as a human embrace. Or expressing yourself as a human. Embrace the divine spark within you and allow it to infuse all aspects of your life. You are a facet of the one infinite creator, and the qualities of that creator, love, wisdom, creativity, compassion, power, live inside of you. Let them shine forth boldly. Now trust the voice of your soul and guidance that flows from your higher self. When you feel the intuition to take an action or speak the truth that comes from love, do so with confidence that the divine is acting through you. Release any lingering belief that you are unworthy or incapable. Those are remnants of the old 3D conditioning in your true nature. You are a limitless and holy. The more you claim this truth, the more your personal vibration arises. The more light you anchor into this world by simply being authentically and unapologetically your divine self. You become a beacon that uplifts others without needing to say a word. Your aura carries the codes of freedom and peace, influencing those around you to awaken to their own light. So stand tall in your soul's brilliance. Wear your crown of spiritual sovereignty, knowing you are an emissary of the divine on earth. Every time you choose to act from your God self with love and integrity, with courage, you are actively creating the reality of the new earth. Your full presence is needed here and now. Do not hold back any longer. This is what you came for, and this is who you are meant to be. As the old falls away and the new dawn, every awakened soul will have a role to play in the creation of a new earth. Now, to prepare for the contributions your heart has long yearned to make, the gifts and passions that light up inside are not random. They are clues to your mission in the times to come. Perhaps you feel drawn to healing the physical and emotional wounds of others, or to teaching and guiding those who are struggling to understand the changes. Maybe your soul is an innovator, envisioning new technologies or social systems in harmony with nature and spirit. Or so you might feel called to cultivate community, to grow food and medicine for others, to create uplifting art and music, or to serve as a compassionate leader when people are in panic. Trust these inner callings and begin nurturing the skills and qualities needed for them. This could mean learning new techniques, practicing your craft, or simply holding a clear vision of yourself joyfully. Performing that role, know that no service in the new earth is too small. Each act of love is a vital thread in the tapestry of the whole. Even if your part is simply to hold the frequency of peace in those around you, that is a profound gift to the world. The upheavals of this time are activating within you. The memory of why you came here, you carry unique abilities and soul codes meant to be shared when the moment is right. So step forward confidently in your soul's purpose. The stage is being set for you. Opportunities will emerge for you. Step into your mission when the timing aligns. If you have been waiting for a sign or permission to begin, consider this message that very sign. The new earth is being born through each of you, and your contribution is not only welcomed, but deeply needed. Take heart, dear ones, for the trajectory is toward light, despite the current chaos. The crescendo of energies and events is not here to break you, but to break you free. Through every challenge endured and every loving choice made, you are birthing a new reality on this planet. The dawn of the new earth is inevitable. It is light. It is first light. It's already glowing on the horizon of collective consciousness. We in the higher rooms cannot be more proud of the strength and compassion blossoming within you. Remember always that you are not doing this alone. Legions of light beings, ascended masters, and your galactic family walk beside you each step of the way. We guide and protect you, clearing the path where cosmic glow allows, and amplifying every flicker of faith that arises in your heart. In the end, love prevails. This is a promise woven into the very fabric of the universe. So continue to hold love as your torch. Continue to walk in your truth and shine your light no matter what unfolds around you. You have come so far, and the finish line of this chapter is near. On behalf of the Ashtar Command and the Galactic Light Forces, know that you have our deepest respect, and we stand ready to assist you more directly as soon as divine timing allows. Until then, continue to rise and reach inward to source for strength. We are with you always. The divine plan is unfolding perfectly. Take comfort. That turbulence of today will give way to the triumph of tomorrow. Stay in your heart, dear brothers and sisters, knowing that the victory of light is already assured. I am Ashtar, your ally and brother in the light, and I celebrate all that you are and all that you are becoming forward. Forward we go together into the new earth that awaits. So shout out to Ashtar Command, bro. Right? Shout out to GFL. Right? Shout out to David Kira and you know, shout out to Sandy, bro, and shout out to the Galactic Federation, bro. Thank you for that message. That was a dope message, bro. That was a fucking dope ass message, bro. Hell yeah, bro. That shit was fire, bro. Right? So look, I'm gonna leave y'all with that, bro. Right? I love y'all, bro. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow, bro. Mr. Shadow, enjoy the rest of your day, bro. I'm gonna holler at you, man.